What's up, Crockxen clan members, Poker fans, and others with some on this video? I'm SoresanCrockxen here with the last video of the trilogy of the Elysian League tournament. This is the Grand Finals versus Yodeler, who was the person who beat me in Winners Round 3. I made it all the way back. As I mentioned in the last video, Losers Finals didn't happen because my opponent, which was Joey, decided that he didn't want to play anymore, so he forfeited in finals, which I was like, the fuck. So I basically ended up facing Yodeler in the grand finals. Again, it's a best of 5 format. The person who wins the first 3 moves on. In this case, since this is grand, if I happen to win 3 games in a row, or not in a row, but 3 games in the first set, then it would go into the true grand final. So it would have to play a second set to find out who wins the whole thing. So the randomizer put us in Generation 1 for the first game. So this is my Jinx League team. And as I stated in the previous video, in Gen 1, your lead's always a Psychic type. There's very few times where you don't have a Psychic type in the lead slot, and this is not one of them for him. He had a Zosan. So let's get started with this. Let's do this. So like I mentioned, Jinx lead, set basically there to put something to sleep. He goes for the pin missile, which doesn't do much because the missile sucks in this game. I do miss the first lovely kiss. I think if he had gone for 2 Thunderbolts, he would have been in a much better position, but because he didn't do that, then I was able to basically take out this Jolteon with enough HP left, depending on what Mon he went on to afterwards. Now, the one thing I don't like about this team is I don't have a Rock. I don't have a Rhydon, and I love having Rhydons on my teams, and I don't know why I didn't have. This is like the only team that I have doesn't have Rhydon. Now, this is the Chansey set that I was mentioning in the previous video that I love. I love the Reflect, Seismic Toss, Softball, Thunder Wave set way more than most of the standard like full beam Chansey that's normally out there. I like this set just because it can deal with not only Snorlax, but it can deal with Tauros very well. Rhydon can't do much to it. Granted, you don't have the Ice Beam for super effective damage, which is fine. So again, the fact that Chansey can sit here against physical attackers makes me like this Chansey set more. I'm basically trying to wear him down as much as I can. I'm trying to keep my HP as well high up so that in case I do have to deal with Tauros later, I have enough HP to not worry about any like shenanigans. Like a crit hive is probably the only thing I can do with it. Now, I switch out here because I'm seeing that he's just going to keep spamming rest. It's not going to go down. I go out to my Zapdos. I go for the Thunderbolt. Doesn't do that much. Again, I'm trying to paralyze everything because in this gen, Paralyzed Mon is easier to deal with. He doesn't have the same set as I do because he has the Sing, Seismic Toss, Softball, Thunder Wave set, which is okay. I don't know why you have 2 status, but because normally you would leave that for like Executor. I have an Executor on this team, by the way. I go for the Body Slam. This Starmie can't do much to my Snorlax, whereas I'm doing around 40% HP damage. I'm going to keep spamming Body Slam until I'm low enough HP where I haven't forced to go for the rest. I think right now is the time, yeah, so I go for rest here, I get back up to full, so I'm pretty much good to go. Now I switch to my Executor. This is the Sleep Powder not Body Slam, Double Edge, Explosion, and I forgot what the last move is. Oh, Psychic, there we go, so I was able to see it there. Now this was like, whatever, I mean, we both got to deal with that, but I was gonna kill it for, like, I went for Double Edge at that point. Here, I don't know why he went for Blizzard. Like, that's not a move. I hated the fact that I missed my Sleep Powder there, because then literally, there was no, like, if I had slept this Tauros, this would have been a much easier game. Granted, I still won at the end, but like, I just don't like, I'm gonna put this on fast now, because now it's gonna be like me dealing with a lot of this stuff. I let Zapdos go down. I'm gonna save it for Death Fodder, which is always good to have in this gen in particular, and most gens, especially like around Gen 4. I don't know why he's switching to Starmie there, because now I'm faster than you because of the paralysis. He tries to win me out with his Alakazam, but Chansey beats Alakazam unless it's the Psychic variant and you get the special drops. Like, look, that doesn't do very much. I mean, 19%, that's like nothing. Now we're both gonna take a turn to heal. I probably should have like Seismic Toss there. I don't know why I didn't. Here, I get paralyzed. If I had been able, I was gonna go for the double edge, and I wasn't able to do it. So I ended up going for the explosion there, just to keep, because Alakazam's the fastest thing he has left. Like literally, outside of that, like I should have been fine. So I get the crit there on the body slam. I go for Hyper Beam here, which OHKOs the Snorlax. He goes out to Tauros. I stack my Zapdos. This is the reason why I kept it, just because I wanted to deal with this Tauros a lot easier. I go for the Reflect, which means I can take these hits like nobody's business. I go for a Thunder Wave. It is pretty much a good game at this point. He is gonna crit my Chansey, which is gonna make it a little harder. But like at the end of the day, I have a full HP, no status Tauros versus his status Tauros and all that shit. So this was gonna be a win for mine. Now here, I almost threw. I should have gone for the Hyper Beam there, regardless, because I would have OHKO'd this Alakazam and I wouldn't have had to risk the Snorlax play. I mean, I'm still faster than him, which is, you know, fine. He wasn't gonna win the 1v1, but I should have gone for Hyper Beam there, because then it would have been a 2. Like, granted, the amount of mons left at the end of the battle doesn't matter, right? But it's just the principle that I could have just won with Tauros by going for Hyper Beam. Granted, there is a chance to miss, and I think that's why I took the safer route of going with Body Slam. But in any other situation, I should have gone for Hyper Beam, no questions about it. So that's it for the first game. So I ban again Gen 4 and Gen 7, and he counterpicks to Generation 8, so that's where we're gonna go. Alright, so moving on to Generation 8, he brings the exact same team he used before. I think it's just because he has, like, oh, set up everything. I'm just gonna set up and win because hyper offense. This is like a very gimmicky ass type of hyper offense. I lost to it before, so I mean, it makes sense why he would use it again. But I decided to come in with my Volcarona team, which I expected him to bring the same team because he just loves it. Like, he used it in most of his matches against everybody else. I was like, okay, so he's just gonna try to cheese people with this thing no matter what. So I brought this Volcarona team, which is literally lets me set up alongside Jirachi, and then I beat it 1v1. I have I don't think this is Screen's Coco. It might be. I'm not sure. I know it's an expert belted Coco, but I don't know if it's the Screen's version or if it's just like U-turn Thunderbolt and then like Dazzling Gleam. I don't remember what the setup is. Choice Banded Rillaboom, which is like the best Rillaboom set in my opinion. Defensive Moltres with Mystical Fire so that I can deal with special attackers, and then Scorching Sands to deal with physical threats, so I can, in case they don't do contact damage, I can try to burn them with that. Scarf Crook, I love Scarf Crook. This is like, I built this team and I made it around a long time when Spectria was still a thing, but I love Crook as a dark type, especially because not only did Spectria get banned, but Urshifu Dark got banned. I'm like, okay, so I want a dark type, and Crocodile is like really good, especially Scarf. And then this is like a bulky Heatran. I don't remember what the exact set is. I know I'm not Specs, but I'm definitely like almost max special attack. So I decided to go with this. I actually won this game miraculously. So he leads off with the Zelf. I go for the U-turn. I'm expert belted, so it does a little bit more damage. He's focus dashed anyway, so it's like whatever. I go out to Crook. He goes for his rocks. I'm Scarf, so I'm able to get off my rocks, which is good because none of his mons have heavy duty boots. I switch out because now I'm struggled. I'm not gonna do that. He goes for a knockoff, gets rid of my expert belt. I go for the U-turn again, and then I bring in Rillaboom because I'm trying to force something that can deal with Rillaboom, so that I can have an easier time. So he goes into a Lucha, which is fine because I literally have Moltres specifically for this thing. Now the one thing, now this is obviously me asking for hacks because he hacked me so much in the previous matchup we had. But this Moltres is literally designed to take on physical attackers, and had he gotten burned here, which is what I wanted, I would have just roost spammed him because there's no way he was gonna kill me at that point. Again, I don't think I would have been fast enough. Anyways, point is, I deal with his Lucha. He's not gonna switch out. Rillaboom with Choice Band, Grassy Glide is gonna take care of this thing. He goes out to Ninetales. Set up Aurora. I could have stayed in and gone for the Grassy Glide here because he wasn't going to go for an Ice move because he needs to set up the Aurora Veil to do anything with this team. but like the fact that I have Rillaboom in the back at all times means that he can't do much. I do get a little bit of Magma Storm damage there. I don't think he sets up here because I would have been able to do a lot more damage to him. But again, I switched back into Rillaboom. I'm faster than him. I'm able to basically deal with this thing with Grassy Glide. I'm faster than him. Grassy Glide has priority and all that jazz. He goes into Jirachi here, and this is where the plays come in. I switched into Volcarona because I know he's gonna try to set up. That's all he does want to do. He just wants to set up. So he tries to boost, but then I'm a Volcarona. I'm gonna boost alongside you, and I'm gonna win this exchange. Just because of how powerful Volcarona is. Like, I'm +3, he's +4. Look at how much damage my Fiery Dance does at +3. And he am at +4. Like, it's no contest. He wasn't gonna win this exchange. The way I don't know why he tried to do this war against me right here. There was no reason for it. And then I can just take out my Volcarona, bring in my Coco to deal with this Azumarill, because he's the belly drum set. So he doesn't have the initial oomph that he would have if he had the Choice Banded Azumarill. I'm faster than his Ninetales with Coco. I go for the Thunderbolt. He's not going to be able to do much to me, and then I have Rillaboom in the back with Grassy Glide. So it's like, at this point, like, the fact that he attempted to out-set up me on my Volcarona was his downfall. He should not have let me set up that much. Like, he should have forced me out of my Volcarona. Instead, he just let himself get destroyed there, because literally speaking, Volcarona beats Jirachi regardless of what you're trying to do. So that's what happened there. I was able to win this set, this match, and then again I banned Gen 4, Gen 7, so he counter picks to Generation 6, which is where we're gonna go right now. Alright, moving on to Generation 6. I believe this is my Mega Slowbro team. I'm not quite sure, or Mega Zam. I don't remember. I think it might be my Mega Slowbro team. This is an okay-ish team. I have a Ferrothorn for hazards, defensive Gliscor, especially defensive Zapdos, my Tyranitar. I don't remember why I have T-Tar on this team. Life Orb, Alakazam, and then Mega Slowbro, which is supposed to be tanky. So this game, I don't remember too much of it. All I know, I have my Protect Gliscor, obviously. I go for the taunt. Okay, I think I'm the fast. If I had gone for knockoff there, I would have been able to deal with this so much easier. Because look, I had knockoff. I should have gone for knockoff first over anything else. Like I said, he just loves his setup. Like, he just likes setting up with everything. I mean, I definitely should have been able to capitalize off of this because I know his playstyle and had teams that would be able to handle a setup like this. So once again goes for the Swords Dance. I'm able to get off a crit Gyro Ball. I'm pretty sure this Earthquake is not going to kill me. Yeah, so I'm able to get off another Gyro Ball, doing a decent amount of damage. And then he goes into Heatran. I go out to my Tyranitar because I literally am able to deal with Heatran very well with this set. He does reveal the Will-O-Wisp, so I'm gonna put it fast because I'm not doing this. I go out to my Gliscor. I believe I go for Roost, right? Did I go for Roost? No, I go for Knockoff. Okay, so I got rid of Manaphy's leftovers, but this Manaphy, the way, if I had been my fast Zapdos, I think I would have done way better against this thing. And also, I don't know why I tried to set up against Manaphy. And again, if I had been Focus Sash instead of Life Orb, I would have been able to deal with this thing always. And if I had been fast Zapdos like I'm supposed to be, or like as, well, it depends. And I should have gone for Tyranitar. He had no way to get rid of Sand. So like if I had gone to T-Tar first, I would have been able to just wear down this Manaphy way easier because I switch into it and then I sack my Ferrothorn because I don't really need it. And then I go out to Zam and then do some more damage. Like there was so many plays I could have made, but instead at first I let him set up, which just wasn't. I don't know why I did that. and I just messed up. At that point, I had messed up. Now, after he won this, I don't remember what his bans were, but I decided to go to Gen 5. Unfortunately, I don't have the replay for it. Just know that I did win. I used, I don't remember what team I used. I'd used my Dragmat team. So I can show you guys. Let me pause real quick and I'll show you the team. That way you can understand what I was doing, and then we'll go from there. So this is my Dragmag team. Leads off with Garchomp, Mamoswine, Magnezone, Latios, Salamence, and Vaporeon. This is literally just Choice Banded, Salamence, Specs, Latios, and then Scarf, Garchomp. 3 dragons, all choice, to deal massive damage. My Life Orb, Mamoswine, just because I take care of any other dragons that might be on the opposing team. I have my bulky, bulky Magnezone with Substitute, Thunderbolt, Flash Cannon, HP Fire. I'm supposed to get up a sub behind for Ferrothorn, kill it, keep my sub, and then wreak havoc from there. And then my Vaporeon is literally my healer, my cure, Wish, and then Baton Pass out to make sure either one of my dragons or Magnezone or Mamoswine get healed up. And basically, he just couldn't deal with the fact that I have 3 offensive Juggernauts, and I think he had a Kyurem, which didn't deal with the 3 dragons that I have on my team. He had a Jirachi, but Mamoswine, he had a rain team, but it wasn't the standard rain team. The problem is that every time there was something like a Tentacruel that would switching in, my Mamoswine was there, and I literally, I think he had a Tornadus. I think that might have been his flying type. But the fact is, like, he couldn't deal with Mamoswine taking care of the things that would either outspeed the dragons or would take a hit from the dragons. So Jirachi couldn't deal with them. Tentacruel couldn't deal with him, and the Tornadus couldn't deal with them. And then Magnezone was able to deal with the Kyurem. I did kind of be careful there because it was a sub Kyurem, and I knew Earth Power was going to kill me anyways. So I had to switch around perfectly. The point is, I had the 3 dragons there to deal and decimate him. I think it was like a 4-0 victory at the end of the day, with Garchomp being the key victor here. So it was just all around, like, it was gonna be a win for me in this case, especially since he even said it. He had nothing for Dragmag. Like, his team was weak against dragons, particularly, and the fact that I have 2 ground types to deal with the not only Jirachi but also the Tentacruel made it a lot harder for him to actually do anything for a comeback. So I won this, and that meant that I reset the bracket, so we're going to go into set 2. So now we move on to grand final set 2, set 2. I have this weird ass stall team, Mega Aggron stall team, and I'm just going to say this flat out, I suck. I lost this game even though I had everything going for me in the beginning. So let's go ahead and just get on with it. So he leads off with Pelipper. I lead off with Toxapex. This is T-Spikes. Toxapex, I'm supposed to do a lot of that stuff. Wall out a lot of these mons. He goes out to Ferrothorn. I set up my 2 layers. I think I switched into... No, I'm trying to get a burn on this Ferrothorn because that's like my biggest way to deal with this thing. He gets rid of my Black Sludge, which is like, okay, whatever. But now you can't do a lot of damage to me, so Toxapex is good to go. He switches into Pelipper. I go for the Scald again, hoping to get a burn on something else, like Tornadus. That would have been a good. And he goes for the Defog, which is fine. I switch to my Chansey. He goes for the U-turn. I'm glad he wasn't the knockoff set. So I think I go for the Seismic Toss to get a little bit of chip. I switch into Toxapex again, I believe. Yeah, I'm going to put this on fast. Like, this is not going to be... Okay, so I go out to Toxapex, set up my Toxapex again. This Ferrothorn was a problem. Like, I only had one true answer to it, and it was Aggron. And also Calm Mind, Focus Blast, Tapu Lele. But like, look at this. This thing is just walling me. I switch to Tangrowth. He switches to the Pelipper. I don't know what I went for. Oh, this is my Rocky helmet tank. I love Tango Rocky helmet. I don't know why I didn't go for sleep powder there. That would have been way better for me than in the long run. He switches into Tornadus. He has a life orb. Hurricane does a shit ton of damage. I go for the recover. So I'm basically trying to outstall him. I go for the Scald. Did I go for Scald there? No. I think I went for recover again. I go for the Scald, do a lot of damage. I burn him. So this Tornadus is basically useless at this point. I go out to Aggron, which is a big misplay. Go back out to Toxapex. He goes for the Scald, trying to get a burn. He goes for the Defog. I put my Toxic Spikes back up. He goes for the Defog again. I go for the Scald, trying to get a burn on this damn Pelipper. He goes for the U-turn. I go for the T-Spikes again. Oh wait, no, I went for Scald again. Why did I go for Scald? I switch into Chansey, which is literally the biggest answer to this Ninja. I go for the Wish. I switch into Tangrowth, which literally deals with this damn Swampert like nobody's business. I'm back at full HP. He goes up to Ferrothorn. I go for the Sleep Powder. I should have gone for that before, but I didn't because I'm an idiot. I go out to Toxapex. He goes up to Pelipper. He goes for the U-turn. I go for the T-Spikes. Right? Yeah. Okay. I go for the T-Spikes there. I think if I had gone for two, I don't know why. That was supposed to be a Scald. Because this Ferrothorn, if I had gone for two Scalds there, I think I would have been able to deal with this thing a lot easier. He gets up his layers again. With the Leech Seed, I set up my second Toxic Spikes. I switch into, I believe, what did I switch into? Oh no, I was scared to switch in my Gliscor because of the threat of knockoff being there. I go for the recover here to just get my HP back. He goes for the knockoff. Like, if at any point I look at this Ferrothorn back at full HP. He goes out to Magearna. I go for the Scald. I do not get the burn. I go out to Gliscor. He goes for the Calm Mind. Had I known, did I go for health? No, I went for Defog. If I had known that this thing didn't have Ice Beam, I would have stayed in and destroyed that Magearna with Earthquake. Because literally after this, I just get swept by this damn Magearna. Yeah, like I'm not even gonna. Yeah, because he's able to blow me away with the Z-Move, and like at this point it's just gone. Like I didn't know he didn't have Ice Beam. I tried to set up alongside it, but at that point it was too late. Like I said, if I had known he wasn't the Ice Beam set, I would have stayed in and Earthquake this thing to oblivion. So that was my bad. I don't know why I let him set up his Magearna. Like, he's set up everything. I should have just known that. So I lost this game. It was just off. Like I said, the game was going for me. I was winning the entire time until I let him set up his Magearna. So that was not fun. So moving on to the next one. Alright, so the counter pick was Gen 6. I don't know why I went up to Gen 6. I should have definitely gone out to Gen 5. I really don't understand why I did this. But basically, we're out here. There's no way to get rid of hazards on this team, so Spike's Skarmory is going to be a problem. I think it's Rock's Gliscor. It's Mega Metagross. I have a Mega Glade. I'm just going to put this on fast because, again, I don't even remember what happened in this battle. So I go Lee Landorus. He has Ice Beam on his Clefable. I stayed in. I didn't know because this is my Choice Banded Landorus. It doesn't have any bulk. He goes out to his Tyranitar, go for the rocks. He goes for Superpower. This is Scarf, Tyranitar. No, this isn't my rest of two. This is just regular leftovers. Rotom. Go for the Volt Switch into Heatran. Go for the Magma Storm. Or no, this is Lava Storm. Why wasn't I Magma Storm on this one? I should have just, like, if I had been Magma Storm, this thing would have been dead. I switch into Glade. He goes up to Gliscor. I go for the Mega Evolution Swords Dance. I did a calc and Drain Punch wasn't going to do anything for this thing, so I switch out. He's into Bisharp. He's Rocky Helmet. I go for the knockoff. He goes for the spikes. Go for the Brick Break. I don't know why. This is a bad Bisharp set. It's a Assault Vest Bisharp with knockoff, Iron Head, Brick Break, and I don't remember what the hell the last move is. I think it's Sucker Punch. It has to be Sucker Punch. I switch into Rotom again. He goes for Crunch, which does a shit ton of damage. He goes for Crunch again. I go for the Pain Split to get my HP back up. I think I switch into Bisharp, right? Do I go out to Bishop here? No, I went for Thunderwave. Why did I go for Thunderwave? I have no idea. Why do I have Thunderwave on all my rotoms? What is this? Anyway, switching to Glade here. Again, a lot of fucking damage here because I don't have any way to get rid of hazards. He goes again to Skarmory. I go for the Swords Dance. I go for the Drain Punch here to get a little bit of HP back. He goes for the Whirlwind. My Heatran gets brought out. Again, I stay asleep. He wards me again. I go out for my Rotom. I go for the Volt Switch. This thing is dead. I switch into Glade. He goes into Metagross. I go for the Knockoff, which does a lot of damage. He goes for the Mash. Kills me. I should have gone out to Rotom. I don't know why I didn't. Thunder Wave this thing. And at this point, I think... I'm pretty sure I lost because of the fact that I didn't have Glade anymore to do damage. Because... like, yeah, fine, Clefable's whatever, but like, literally Glade was my answer to most of these things. I go for the Earth Power like a dumbass. I don't know why I did that. I should have gone for a Fire move. I switched into Ferrothorn. He goes for the Knockoff. Takes some damage from my Rocky Helmet and my, whatchamacallit. He goes for the Earthquake here. I go for Leech Seed, trying to get some HP back. I think I go for the Gyro Ball here. No, Spikes. It starts setting. I don't know. I'm spending up Spikes way too late in the game. I don't know why the fuck I did that. Did I have Gyro Ball? No, I set up another set of Spikes. I don't know why I stayed in again. Making so many misplays. I guess I should have just gone out to Rotom. I'm always supposed to switch into Rotom on the stand turn. I don't know why I didn't do it. I go for the Volt Switch again. This thing is dead. Go out to Heatran. He switches to the Y-Score, and then it just becomes oh, well, I'm just gonna do this and do that. I keep skipping forward because, like, it's just, I just didn't, at a certain point, I just gave up. I should not have let my Glade die. That was my bad. I'm an idiot for letting him take out my Glade when Rotom was always an answer to Metagross. Let's just say, after losing the Gen 7 game the way I did, after losing this one, I just gave up for the last game, especially since he banned Gen 5, and I should have gone to Gen 5 to begin with instead of going to Gen 6 for some fucking reason. So let's just go to the last game, which was Generation 8, and I'll see. Alrighty then, so here we have my Sticky Web offensive team that I have for Generation 8. Is one of my favorite teams to use, but again, I didn't use it correctly. So let's just get over this. Let's just get over it. Ribombi's always my lead. I think I went for Stun Spore. Please tell me. Okay, so I went for Stun Spore. I know he's gonna go for the Ice Shard, so I go out to the top of Lele, because there's no Banded Weavile in Gen 8. I knew he was gonna switch out, so I switched back into Ribombi to set up my webs. He goes for his Spikes. I switch up to Zapdos. He sets up some more Spikes. I believe I go for the Brave Bird. No, I went for U-turn. Why did I go for U-turn? Why not Brave Bird? So I go out to Landers. He goes for the Knockoff. Gets rid of my helmet. Very rude. I go for the Toxic. This Tornado is now on a timer, which makes it better for me in the long run. He goes out to Weavile. I go for U-turn, right? No, I went for Knockoff. I got rid of this thing's heavy duty boots, whatever. I go out to Moltres. He goes for the Crash. Doesn't do any damage at all. I go for the U-turn. I should have just killed this thing. I sack Ribombi because at this point it's like whatever. I got my webs up, so that's what matters. I force him to go for the Ice Shard here. I go for the Focus Blast, which was a risk and a half. He goes up to Slowking. I believe this is my Specs Lele. Right there, I could have gone for Brave Bird and killed this thing. But no, I decided to go, and then I go for Ice. I switched into Landorus on the damn Slowking, knowing for a fact that he's going to be the, the Assault Vest set. I switch into Lele, take some Spikes, and then the Future Sight, which does a lot. I go for the Psych. No. Yeah, he's faster than me. So he goes for the Knockoff, takes me out. I go out to Galarian Zapdos. He's faster than me still. I go for the Brave Bird. I don't know why. I I did any of this, and like I said, I at a certain point I had just given up. To go off the Moltres, I think I go for the Scorching Sand. What did I do here? Site. Okay, there's the Scorching Sands. I know he's assault vested. He still does a shit ton. He poisons me, and at that point I'm just like, okay, I'm out. I'm done. I'm done with this game. I'm done. I'm just... I don't know. It was just bad. And that's it. Literally, I just lost because I got super tilted in the Gen 7 game, and then even worse in the Gen 6 game when I should have just gone to Gen 5, and I just played it horribly, and I had given up. Like at this point, literally, I was too tilted, and I said, I'm not doing this. And because they had to, and because he wanted to do it back to back, I couldn't let it for another day. Like if I had stopped after my win and said, okay, let's battle the second set another time, I think I would have been a lot more relaxed. I think I was just too eager to finish it, and it bit me in the ass. But that's basically it. That's it for the tournament. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. I'm going to be doing more Showdown content, more discussion videos. I'm going to try to be more active now. I hope that these, like 5 videos I've done, almost in a row. I mean, they're technically in a row, but they're like days in between. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Always make sure to leave suggestions for video ideas so you guys want to see topics you want me to discuss and stuff like that. But anyways, that's going to be it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I've been SoresanCrockxen, and I will see you guys in future videos.